points of the day have been there on our screen right now. That's the broken billboard, right? And then there is the flung chair, and I don't know how many stones were thrown at each other. Kamal, Mitra, Chenoy, this is not a peaceful protest. This is very well planned by the Aam Aadmi Party. Are you embarrassed? Are you ashamed of what has happened? Would you like to dissociate yourself from your party for what has happened today?
I'm deeply ashamed and gravely shocked, because we have to live in this country with different viewpoints and different attitudes and different ways of reacting to events, but we cannot behave like this. And we have behaved like this, it seems, in 3 different areas: in Gujarat, of which I haven't seen the visuals,
yes,
in Lucknow,
yeah,
and in Delhi. So there's absolutely no possible defense. Whether A threw the stone first or B threw the stone second is not the point.
Yeah.
The point is that it came down to a level of violence which is completely contradictory to the basic principles of democracy.
But why is the BJP, why is the Aam Aadmi Party doing this? This is not accidental. It's accidental, Manisha. Is this looking accidental to you? Because I was told a mass SMS was sent out that all Aam Aadmi Party leaders land up outside the BJP headquarters at 5:30. And if you look at it, the whole protest gets violent at 5:50. So within 15 minutes, literally 15 minutes, Navika, of that call, the situation goes out of hand.
Absolutely. 5:30 is when there is an SMS that goes out to all Aam Aadmi Party supporters to reach the headquarters of the BJP at 11 Ashoka Road. And within 15 minutes, we saw the entire situation escalate. And by about 6:02, 6:03, we were seeing bricks being pelted and chairs being thrown.
Yeah, it's completely horrible. I know, you have a position to say balance, both sides. A fight means both sides. But you were a party that were claiming the high moral ground. And if I remember, even in the Nirbhaya protests where Professor Chenoy was there, there was the instance of, stone pelting, which was stopped thereafter, and it was clearly said that in this protest we will be apolitical.
But can this be allowed without Arvind Kejriwal's approval? Can this happen without Arvind Kejriwal's approval?
Ashu's right there, Shazia Ilmi is right there. They could have just asked their workers there.
No.
Yeah, last month what happened, Arnab? They went in a mass to Arun Jaitley's house. They threatened. It came eyeball to eyeball. Similar situation is happening. And Arvind Kejriwal also took a march past towards Rashtrapati Bhavan and Parliament. He was stopped. Otherwise, the streak of Aam Aadmi Party, they want to come eyeball to eyeball situation. Therefore, I have a feeling it is going to be a major violent election. And another thing important I want to tell you.
No, but who's creating the violence? Who's leading up to the violence?
I don't see both parties. BJP, from all accounts, is well ahead of everybody else in this election. I think it's extremely stupid, actually, what they did in Gujarat, even for that 25-minute detention.
I don't know. I tell you,
you just provide an opportunity.
When you say stupid, I'm sorry, Ajoy, but that sounds pretty self-indulgent on your part towards the Aam Aadmi Party.
No.
You almost seem to be embarrassed about them, like you're chiding a child who's done something wrong.
I'm just saying that you have more to lose. The BJP has more to lose in this. I'm sorry, the BJP.
But you wouldn't have said that.
See, as a veteran political journalist, I'm sorry, I don't believe in saints in politics. Every political party has an agenda, and that agenda is linked to power.
Since you're a veteran political journalist, Ajoy, I'd like to point out that the model code of conduct had kicked in.
Oh, yes.
There were the officials of the election commission from whom permissions have to be sought. So why would you say it's the Gujarat government? It could be the election commission machinery.
Some overzealous official made this detention.
So official,
it was quite
election
needless.
commission owned official. Why are you making it political?
All I'm trying to say is that they should have been extra careful.
Extra careful. This is well thought out. You are extra careful when you. Ajoy Bose, we're getting a reaction there. By the way, Randeep Surjewala, welcome to the debate. DP Tripathi joining us on the debate, and Prasenjit as well. Now, before I come to you, gentlemen, you say you made a mistake. You're going to pay for it when you think that you've stumbled upon something. You didn't intend to do it. This is well thought out. I think the Aam Aadmi Party saw an opportunity here. That, oh yes, Arvind Kejriwal detained, godsend. For them, it was a godsend to carry out this kind of tamasha. You agree with that, Ashok?
See, one second. Before, I am no supporter of the Aam Aadmi Party. I think they started the violence today deliberately. But let's understand the analysis of what's happened. It has brought them back to center stage. One has to grant them that. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Please hear me out.
Center stage.
Please hear me out 1 minute without interrupting, please. Those who think the Aam Aadmi Party is anarchic are consolidating behind the BJP. Those who hate Modi are going to praise the Aam Aadmi Party for being street fighters. The people who've been damaged are those in the Congress who are missing in action today.
Those who are?
Who in the Congress, they're completely missing in action.
Oh, 1 second. Randeep Singh Surjewala. We'll get Nirmala Sitharaman in a minute, but I must get the Congress on this. Randeep Singh Surjewala, Ashok Malik says this has brought the Aam Aadmi Party center stage and they have taken over the place that you should have. Now, I don't think that taking 400 workers outside the BJP office, tearing down a billboard,
I'm not supporting
throwing a few stones makes you relevant as an opposition party. It can equally be argued that it's going to actually end up isolating your core support base, which wanted you to fight against corruption, didn't want you to fight like gundas on the streets of Delhi. Randeep Surjewala, do you fear irrelevance?
Arnab,
you fear irrelevance because of this in the fight against the BJP?
Arnab, Indian National Congress is not going to act as political desperados. I think that's the word you used for Bharatiya Janata Party and Mr. Kejriwal's party at the instance of Mr. Ashok Malik. Mr. Malik, we refuse to do so. I think what both parties, the BJP and Mr. Kejriwal's party did today is unpardonable, is sinful, is rank gundaism, and it proves what they propose to do to this country as also to this polity. Can I also ask Arnab, through you, from your viewers today and from leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, detention for 1 minute, 30 minutes of 1 year by calculated design of Mr. Kejriwal at the instance of Mr. Modi is completely illegal. It shows a certain desperation on part of Mr. Narendra Modi.
No. Are you insinuating? Are you insinuating, Mr. Kejriwal's if you are, then put it across directly. Are you saying that Narendra Modi conspired with Arvind Kejriwal to carry out this detention in order to give the Aam Aadmi Party a golden opportunity to attack the BJP office?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's quite a strange accusation to make.
I'm not going to justify that.
Do you have any proof of that?
Nobody can act like a gunda, neither Mr. Kejriwal's party nor the Bharatiya Janata Party workers who are beating recklessly Aam Aadmi Party workers with sticks and Aam Aadmi Party workers who are throwing stones at the Bharatiya Janata Party. It shows complete gundaism, both on part of Mr. Modi's supporters and BJP workers, as also Mr. Kejriwal's supporters. I hope people of this country will see the kind of culture that the BJP and Aam Aadmi Party wants to perpetuate and propagate.
So you are taking the high moral ground vis-a-vis both. Okay, fine. Nirmala Sitharaman of the BJP. Nirmala Sitharaman, are you party in a way to what has happened? Because, you know, there were also chairs thrown, weren't there, from inside? You want me to show the pictures there of chairs being thrown across? Now, you know what? If you want to, you can avoid getting provoked. But let me show you, Nirmala, some of the pictures that happened.
I don't need to see the pictures.
No, you want to see, you see the pictures in Lucknow?
You may please put
the Lucknow pictures. You've seen the Lucknow pictures?
You may put the pictures as many number of times as you want.
I'll play it as you're speaking.
But clearly, now we've had about 8 people talking about BJP. I hope you'll give me the time uninterrupted.
No, he says he wasn't talking about BJP.
8 people accusing the BJP, so I am trying to...
I thought we were asking questions of the Aam Aadmi Party.
I am talking about the BJP, to whose office today a mob reached. We were well within our own office, doing our business. We have not come onto the streets. And if there is a repercussion for what had happened in Gujarat, let's understand what happened in Gujarat. A convoy goes, and after the election code of conduct, as Ravika rightly pointed out, and that over-enthusiastic officer is only doing what he is expected to do, sir, Mr. Bose, that he stopped and checked up if he had the permission. You answer, you get out and go do what you want. Is it wrong for an official, police official, to ask if you had the permission, especially after the code of conduct has come into play?
Yeah.
He didn't have the permission. In spite of that, he was let out. What the Gujarat police may do after this, contact the Election Commission or whatever, is a different story. But that is what happened. Are we telling that no official, police or otherwise, should question political parties after the play of the code of conduct comes into play? Now, if that is objectionable, you go and protest with the Election Commission. You don't go from town to town with your mob, with stones and everything else, and attack party workers, and then say, did the BJP provoke from inside? You come searching with 500 people who, and I'm glad Mr. Rajagopalan reminded the public today that this is not the first time that BJP or BJP leaders are being attacked. Earlier, Arun Jaitley ji's house was attacked. Now this is being attacked.
And here, when we are in our own party office, you come, break the billboards, throw stones at us.
No, but
and
you
then
also
want to-
overreacted. You don't want me to talk about the pictures from Uttar Pradesh.
You may show any number
I
of
show the pictures from Uttar
but
Pradesh?
what causes the provocation is my question.
Some Aam
Is this
Aadmi
the
party, I
politics?
just say hypothetically, some Aam Aadmi parties land up outside the BJP headquarters. Mr. Rajagopalan, you quoted him, and Neerja, let me get them in and then
Yes,
I'll open this up.
please.
Some Aam Aadmi party people land up outside the BJP headquarters. Great, let them do some
Some?
tamasha and move on.
500?
No, 400. 500. Let 1,000 Aam Aadmi party workers
stones.
land up outside the BJP
Having been
headquarters.
our
Why
good
don't you
friend-
ignore it?
Having been our good friend Mr. Ashutosh, he should not climb up the walls.
No,
and
he says
pretend.
I was actually
And,
standing there to
and he
restrain
was
Aam Aadmi
making
party.
all
On the wall,
provocative
he's
statements.
restraining people because he's climbed the wall.
That's what
this
he
is
said.
a new logic.
He was up there.
He's still very
Outrageous.
agile.
No, what's it?
Very good friend
Kamal
of
Mitra,
ours.
Chenoy, let the...
And
He was
should
up there and he was doing
disassociate
this.
from that.
No, one.
He should disassociate from that because such type of violence. Today afternoon, Mr. V.S. Sampath, the election commissioner, told me that he is going to take it seriously. All the CEOs of Gujarat, Delhi and Uttar Pradesh, he is going to call for the report. He says violence will not be allowed.
No, but he
If
says
such
the senior
condition
leadership of the
continues-
Aam Aadmi party, he says senior leaders of the Aam Aadmi party like the Ashutosh were not involved. He in fact
But
says,
he
and I'll
stood
play
on
those
the
clips.
wall.
He
He climbed
says,
up.
yes,
He
he
climbed
climbed
up.
here Kamal Mitra
And
Chenoy.
Ilmi was there.
Here Kamal
Watch
Mitra.
it. He climbed up and he kept doing this.
Yeah, so what should
Climb up?
Obviously,
Climb the wall peacefully.
he
No, really.
Peacefully,
No, not
when it was
peacefully,
happening.
put in
That
peacefully.
inwards, right?
Yeah,
Sure,
he didn't try to go
should
over.
we show
He
the
was
pictures?
stopping them.
Should we
Climb
show
up on somebody else's
But
property's
what
wall.
happened was,
Yeah, listen.
some of our leaders went and spoke to journalists when they would have been more useful stopping people from going towards the wall.
That you don't agree on that, is it?
No,
You
it's a
disapprove
wrong
it.
priority.
You disapprove it.
It's a wrong priority.
Right.
Standing up,
I find it
climbing
very
up somebody,
interesting. I find
some
it
other
very
property,
interesting.
or
Both the
not,
parties, the
a
BJP
property which
and
belongs to a
the
different political
Aam Aadmi
party,
party.
you climb on the wall. It is clear trespass. And then after climbing up, you call for peace?
Can Bharatiya
What
Janata
kind of a
Party
methodology is
answer
this? This is a
to
complete
how
clear
can we
Start
Asian
throwing
violation.
leaders in this
chairs
fashion?
from
You
inside.
may want to sound politically neutral and be fair and everything else. You have 500 goons at your gate who are doing everything, and one of them who's formerly a journalist climbs up the wall of my property.
He says I'm
and then-
restraining the thing. But what
Sorry,
about those pictures from
trespass.
But this is going to escalate, Arnab. This is going to escalate. Tomorrow is going to be a major violence.
That is why-
God forbid, and we should not say that.
It is going to happen.
Where they
It's
have
going to happen
sticks
because
and
they are not going to keep quiet.
But
where
sir,
they
that
have
is
shown
why
that
there
they are
should
from
be-
sides are
BJP
going to
shamelessly.
I'm sorry, from BJP,
What about
I
11
only
Ashoka
assure
Road,
you
which is the BJP
that we will show
headquarters,
utmost
where we are
restraint
throwing
and
stones in a
appeal to our
fashion that is
workers to
unpardonable,
maintain
where we are
calm,
throwing
because this
missiles,
is not
where
the
we are
politics.
throwing
We believe
chairs.
in it, and we don't believe in such kind of an activity. And if you even come with 500 people, after showing extreme restraint, do you expect the party to sit
Arnab,
and
we
watch,
can't go
receive all
away
the
from asking
brickbats?
the pertinent
I think
questions. I'm
what
sorry.
is important now for
You
all of
have
us
given all the
is
time
this is
to
a
BJP.
No, we are dealing.
Watch him, watch
highlight
him,
the
watch
fact.
him.
No, one second.
See what he's doing, Ashutosh.
What is he doing? One sec. What is he doing?
This.
This
But
is what.
after
this
having
is
climbed
for
on
the
my
cameras.
property.
When he realizes the situation is gone out of control, when you create a situation, then you stand on top of the BJP headquarters gate and you say, do
Are they
this.
commanding a reserve army that comes within an SMS call? And somebody is trained there to pick up that particular
Absolutely.
thing.
I want to
Never
get-
in my life on a student protest have I seen me or my friends picking up boulders to chuck onto a... That was a
No,
huge
but we
piece
are
of rock.
dealing
Sorry.
here with a very dangerous political tactic. Let's get
This is
Neerja.
not
You see, the
okay.
danger of this political tactic, Neerja, is,
SMS.
first, Arvind Kejriwal as Chief Minister says to the police, come join my dharna. That whole, the mobocracy aspect comes across then. But do you think this can go out of hand? Because Arvind Kejriwal has never apologized for any political misdemeanor in his short political career so far. Have you ever heard him say sorry?
Never
has he
explained, never
ever,
apologized.
on any issue, apologized, admitted, yes, it was wrong on my part?
And
You know,
you're
but
right,
He believes in what dictator, never explained, never
One
apologized.
minute. Now that this has happened so much,
Which leader has
why did
apologized?
not?
Why are we not asking the
Has Mr. Modi apologized?
Why were...
No, but
why
this
were,
is so-
No, please.
No, Mr.
please.
Bose.
No, let us be careful. You may criticize Mr. Arvind Kejriwal for not saying sorry.
Mr. Modi has nothing to
Then also
apologize about.
include Mr. Modi saying that he never said
Arnab,
sorry.
just 1 minute.
Mr.
Just
Modi has
1 minute
nothing to
before-
apologize about.
Let us be
Just
fair.
1 minute. Being fair, asking Mr. Modi to apologize for what?
He has nothing to
Today
apologize
you
about.
had Kejriwal hitting stones in my office.
One
Did he
second.
disassociate himself?
Mr. Surjewala is coming. Mr.
Now this
Surjewala.
habit of asking Mr. Modi to
One second.
apologize for everything.
Right,
Absolutely
Mr.
Gentlemen,
Modi's what?
Absolutely
Gentlemen,
nothing.
1 minute.
What's
Still
the
hasn't said
justice?
sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen.
has given justice and he's been proven.
How many people died under Arvind Kejriwal's watch?
You may keep on asking Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi about apologies which you're not getting, and don't
Neerja Chowdhury, my fear is, one second, Mr. Surjewala is intervening from outside and I'm coming to Mr. Surjewala, but the moot question now is, that the situation goes out of hand. And if somebody believes, oh, this anarchic situation, this mobocracy is ideal for me because I was losing media attention.
Absolutely.
The focus was not on me. I have not come in the news for the last 1 week. Here I have been detained for 20 minutes. Arvind Kejriwal may not retreat. If he does not, and if he engineers more mobocracy, what then will happen? How will the entire political system respond, Neerja? Is that a real fear?
I think for a start, Arnab, it is very unfortunate coming as it does on the first day after the announcement of elections. You know, particularly because we are proud of the fact when we hold elections without violence. And I don't buy, you know, Arvind Kejriwal's people are provoked because he's detained. I don't justify that, nor do I justify the BJP getting provoked because AAP gets provoked. They've got no business to get provoked. If chairs are coming, if all this is coming, you know, yeah, you may be, but there has to be. After all, violence has taken place from the BJP side also. But I would suggest, Arnab, one thing. I think it's time the Election Commission, you know, we don't know what happened, who started. We'd like the Election Commission to come out with what really happened, because that's the only agency today that has the credibility. If this is not going to be...
That is really obfuscation, Neerja. We know who started it. Come on.
This objectivity, I'm very worried.
This is not objectivity,
you have to be fair. Your violence cannot be justified. Their violence is not justified. Doesn't mean you retaliate.
You're a very senior journalist. I respect you for that. But the level to which you want this objectivity to go, media has captured 500 hooligans come in front of
This is not objectivity. This is obfuscation.
No, 1 minute.
This started the violence. No question.
1 minute. You have 500 fellows coming in front of my office, and clearly media has shown how violent this whole thing is. And this is not the first time when AAP has done it. So 1 minute.
No.
With this happening, and with a precedent earlier of attacking Shri Arun Jaitley's house, you still want the BJP to be also...
I'll take a break, but one thing I'd say is, I have to take a short break. Mobocracy cannot be responded with. I'm coming after a break. I'm taking a short break. DP Tripathi, Randeep Surjewala, Prasenjit, I'm coming to you. Can you respond to mobocracy with mobocracy? Can you respond to violence with violence? And will you hope that in the ultimate analysis you will be proven right as the party which did less violence compared to the other? What has happened today between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, principally started by the Aam Aadmi Party, provoked by the Aam Aadmi Party, and responded to in an equally unfortunate manner by the BJP, is completely unacceptable. The worrying fact is, neither side wants to give up. Neither side wants to retreat. I'm back in a few minutes with the repercussions of that. Well, from Kolkata, Prasenjit, Bose, from Delhi, DP Tripathi of the NCP, and Randeep Surjewala, who also has been not coming into the debate. I apologize for that. I want to start with Prasenjit before I go around. Prasenjit, you heard what the studio debate is. Primarily, the view here is that the blame is completely with the Aam Aadmi Party for what happened today. Largely and totally with the Aam Aadmi Party.
Arnab, I would like to first of all, you know, completely disagree with the way you are showing the whole thing. It started with an incident in Gujarat. What happened in Gujarat? Your footages are not showing there. There are other channels which have reported there were protests against Arvind Kejriwal.
What happened in Gujarat? He was detained for 25 minutes.
There were black flag protests also by BJP workers. Why aren't you saying that?
So black flag protests.
Why aren't you mentioning the fact? Why aren't you? Wait. Let me have my say.
You're justifying
First of all, let me have my say. You have been speaking. You haven't allowed me to speak for all this time. First of all, you are a news channel. You first report facts. before giving your opinions. Why aren't you reporting that there were protests, black flag protests against Arvind Kejriwal? Why aren't you?
So you want me to report the facts? I'll report the facts. But if the facts are uncomfortable to you, I'm sorry.
Whether it is
No, if the facts are uncomfortable to you, I'm sorry.
No, I am not.
I'll report the facts, but I won't report the facts in the way that you want, Prasenjit.
You have not reported these facts till now.
And if you are embarrassed about the behavior of the Aam Aadmi Party, why don't you have the courage to say it on television that I'm embarrassed?
Listen, I am not Aam Aadmi Party.
Instead of attacking the media. I mean, what will you now stop attacking the media for, Prasenjit? You will attack us even for showing the truth about what the Aam Aadmi Party has done, which even Kamal, Mitra, Chenoy is embarrassed about.
Maybe I am not holding any brief for either.
So don't go into this whole, full attack on the media now.
On the media. I am saying that if you are reporting on an incident which is like the unruly incident you are showing on screen, you report it, the full facts, you report the truth.
It's not an unruly incident.
It is an unruly.
It's not an unruly incident.
It is an unruly incident.
It's not an unruly. When you were in the CPIM, if BJP workers would have gone to the CPIM office, surrounded you and thrown stones, after that, if in response to a black flag protest by your party, would you, when you were in the CPM, have called it an unruly incident? I mean, that's ridiculous, Prasenjit.
I think what
the level of indulgence you're showing towards the Aam Aadmi Party, I'm sorry, but that's completely unacceptable.
What the Aam Aadmi Party has done, protesting in the office of another political party, is unacceptable. They should not have done it. But you are only showing that one side. You are also not showing.
Is that a protest?
Gujarat BJP.
Have you seen the pictures? Is that a protest?
Property. Why has what has happened in Gujarat?
Is that a
protest? The people of the country should know what happened in Gujarat in the morning. Why aren't you showing that?
The Aam Aadmi Party
you
is a protest.
You are one-sidedly attacking the Aam Aadmi Party.
Sitharaman.
You are trying to cover up for the
BJP. Prasenjit, you should spare some time to find out as to what
happened. I want to find out. And I don't think that you are the person who should be telling.
You're trying to question us here. What happened in Gujarat has already been covered by television channels. After the declaration of elections, here is a political party's former chief minister, 49 days chief minister, goes with a convoy, not understanding the poll code of conduct. And then if there is a dutiful officer who calls him, politely asks him, and then lets him go, knowing very well that he says there is no permission. You still want to say that something has happened in Gujarat, it has to be reported? It has been reported. Take time off to find out the facts before you start putting a conspiratory angle to it.
Okay, DP Tripathi, after that Randeep Surjewala, DP Tripathi, do you blame one side more? And if so, in this case, which side?
It is not the question, Arnab, of playing this side or that side. I entirely agree with you when you said, and Prasenjit also agreed, that it is not acceptable that you take workers of one political party to protest on the other political party's office. Once you go to the office with your workers for protest, it is inviting trouble. And I am absolutely clear about Aam Aadmi Party that they believe in this mobocracy, violence. I maintained right at the very beginning that AAP is sharp curse for India. They have indulged in this kind of mobocracy and violence. And if the workers of a particular party from their own office, they also fight in self-defense, that violence is also not acceptable. I don't accept either of these great politics played by AAP and the Bharatiya Janata Party. But I must make one point. One more point I wish to make. One point I want to make.
Go ahead, Mr. Tripathi. Go ahead. Prasenjit, let him complete his point, please.
Just one sentence I will say. See, this whole kind of violence, there has to be a code of conduct. Now, one thing is clear. All the channel reports, press reports and experts of Election Commission advisors have said that Arvind Kejriwal is violating the code of conduct. That is also a fact, which should be brought to the notice of your viewers. That's all I wanted to say.
No, of course, there is a code of conduct. There is no doubt there is already a code of conduct. Here is the person who said, they say I am an anarchist. Yes, I am an anarchist. Have you forgotten that he said, I will create anarchy for Mr. Shinde on January 20th? The problem with the Congress party is, it is completely indulgent towards the Aam Aadmi Party.
No.
In this particular
You are
case, so
indulgent
indulgent,
towards the
Randeep
BJP.
Surjewala, that you are
The
afraid of
reality
taking a
is
position
you are
because you think there may be
indulgent
some
towards the BJP.
collateral benefit to the
completely
BJP.
pro-BJP take that you are taking.
By saying that at least, yeah.
Well,
Arnab, let me
completely
begin by saying at least don't
Prasenjit,
shut down.
You are being a spokesperson for the BJP
if
today. Unfortunately, you are speaking like a BJP spokesperson. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Prasenjit, you know, you haven't answered my question. Who are you a spokesperson for, Prasenjit? At least see tomorrow that if your political party, you want a situation in this country where hundreds of people from one political party, instead of debating on issues, start surrounding other political party offices. How many times have you been detained in your political career, Prasenjit? Have you never been detained in response to every detention in your political career? Listen to the question. In response to every time you've been detained, has your party, when you were in politics, surrounded other political party offices and pelted stones?
Incorrect.
I mean, don't bring ideology into this. The only ideology in this case, Prasenjit, is what is right or wrong. What has happened is wrong. What has happened is wrong, regardless of which political party. If it was to happen to the Congress party or the left, the same position would have to be taken. Don't drag ideology into everything. This is no ideology. An ideology of violence is no ideology. You are on shallow ground tonight. Neerja Chowdhury, opening it up back to the debate.
The issue is not one of ideology. The issue is also the use of violence here. That's not acceptable.
Prasenjit's party earlier lived on violence in Kerala and West Bengal, and today isn't he protesting against TMC's violent
this
politics?
This is a repeat of the CPM's Gherao culture.
That's right.
In Bengal.
And Prasenjit is protesting against TMC, but now he takes a different line. I'm shocked.
Top stools of political mobilization are the same as the CPM's.
Not just that. Randeep Surjewala. Mr. Surjewala, please. The question was to Mr. Surjewala. Prasenjit.
One-sidedness here. The violence was from one side, and you don't please support it.
Today,
You
both
come
Mr.
from that
Arvind
culture, you don't
Kejriwal,
support violence.
and can you
You are
please turn the
objecting to
volume
Mamta's
low?
violent politics,
All
now
your
you're taking a different line. Prasenjit, double standards don't work here.
Okay, Mr. Surjewala is responding now, please.
Also, Shri Narendra Modi ji and Rajnath Singh ji have to apologize for rank gundaism and conduct of their workers. What happened in Gujarat, detention of leaders for 1 minute or otherwise is completely wrong, illegal, unconstitutional, gherawing of party offices and beating people who have come to protest outside party offices as done by BJP workers and by Aam Aadmi Party workers with bricks, with missiles, with lathis, whether in Lucknow or in Delhi, is completely shameful. It shows the gunda culture that prevails both in Bharatiya Janata Party as also in Aam Aadmi Party. Both need to be condemned for it.
Boss, is this a news channel or a fictional channel?
This is outrageous coming from the Congress, which has supported the Gunda fascist party of Aam Aadmi Party. You have given them the energy. You made them sit in the government in spite of their claiming that they are anarchists. You have no business to lecture to us today.
That is based on use of force, politics that militates against the very concept of Indian democracy. That is the politics being perpetuated by Aam Aadmi Party and the Bharatiya Janata Party. People of India will see this game plan because there were gundas on both sides who were using bricks, who were using missiles, who were using chairs. Is that the culture that BJP and Aam Aadmi Party want to give to people of this country is really the moot question. And are we going to detain political opponents?
Yeah, why should we not believe? No, why should we not believe? No, why should we not believe? No, why should we not believe?
Is that the way to take the polity forward? In democracy, everybody has right. I have a right. Mr. Modi has a right.
Speak about Kejriwal. Surjewala, you should speak about Kejriwal, no Rajnath Singh. You speak about Kejriwal. Do you condemn that? Do you condemn what Kejriwal did?
I absolutely do, but I also condemn what Mr. Modi did.
Do you condemn it?
I also condemn what Mr. Modi did. Detaining political leaders in Gujarat is per se wrong.
Bring in this kind of
that was 2002, now 2014.
But both of them must apologize to nations.
He says.
One minute.
You can't just hold one party guilty. Both parties have shown a culture of Gundaism, and both Mr. Modi is wrong because he is desperate to detain political opponents, and Mr. Kejriwal is wrong.
So 1 minute. So should action. 1 minute. by the way, to the BJP, just hold your horses. The fact is very clear here that the BJP is not a political party that was born yesterday. The BJP leaders were not unaware of the consequences of getting physical in response to what the Aam Aadmi Party did. The BJP completely knows that the model code of conduct, what it says about demonstrations. Navika can tell you, but the clause 7 of the model code of conduct very clearly talks about a general code of conduct. You lead a demonstration outside the headquarters of another political party is as bad as responding with hockey sticks and chairs upon those who surround you. So, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, please don't assume here that you will play the victim all along. You are not the victim. If your party wants, if your party wanted, your party leaders, your party leadership could have easily told its cadre in Lucknow, not one of our workers will respond physically to the threats or the provocation of the Aam Aadmi Party. Did your party do that? It did. So it's becoming a very willing participant in this dangerous game and then coming and crying wolf about what happened. And I'm not trying to balance it out. You know,
you are trying to balance it out. Don't try to give me this lecture on, or don't you know you were not born yesterday? Very clearly, such hard questions are not being asked about a party's chief who called himself an anarchist. He comes around with 500 people and who shouts and throws stones.
Kamal Mitra, Chenoy to you.
Somebody else's wall.
Kamal Mitra, Chenoy, please.
And then target different party officers for a small procedure which happened in Gujarat, which was a dutiful officer's procedure of asking questions. And now you target Lucknow, you target Delhi, you
Kamal
target
Mitra, Chenoy, please. Kamal,
this is
now,
outrage.
you have to
we
listen
are
to
not
it.
talking as a victim.
You have to listen.
I'm demanding action against Aam Aadmi Party.
You're attempting to paint yourself as the victim. Kamal
I
Mitra,
think there are
Chenoy.
two kinds of actions. One, of course, is what the Election Commission does. I think, my personal opinion is that for us in the Aam Aadmi Party, we not only have to relook at what has happened, but we have to ensure that this does not happen again. For example, if we are in our headquarters and someone attacks us, we should not counterattack. Because this culture of attack, counterattack has to stop.
But
We
sorry,
started
you were
it.
the ones who
We
attacked.
started it.
Who attacked?
But we must be the ones who stop it. And if we really want a cessation of this, the official machinery is not enough. The party members must understand
So you
that this
feel
is not the way
Kejriwal
that
should
be done.
apologize? You feel Kejriwal should apologize for what happened?
Well, if Kejriwal had anything to do with it, I've apologized. Others,
It's very convenient, isn't it?
we would
It's a very convenient position for the Aam Aadmi Party. One side goes and throws chairs, one side goes and throws
but I'm
stones.
apologizing.
One side takes 400 people and apologizes. Other people like you, a more
Arnab,
moderate
it's not
face,
that.
come out and say, we don't agree with
I'm
it.
apologizing for the 400 chairs. I'm apologizing because I'm as responsible as an AAP member as anyone else, including those who are violent, if I have not stopped them. Of course, I couldn't.
You're talking about those who are violent as if they're unknown people. They are the most... Randeep Surjewala, 1 minute. Mr. Surjewala. Yeah.
It is Mr. Kejriwal who should come forward and apologize. It is Mr. Narendra Modi who detained and then his party workers did the reckless violence that they did with Aam Aadmi Party workers. Both of them should come forward and apologize. Apologizing by Mr. Mitra on this channel, I'm sorry, will not tame the untamed Aam Aadmi Party workers who were throwing stones or the Bharatiya Janata Party workers who were beating people mercilessly with
Round of
missiles.
reactions before I close in 1 minute.
With dandas. With lathis and with dandas.
And can Mr. DP Tripathi, can the blame only be kept on the junior people? Can the blame only be ascribed here to some low-level Aam Aadmi Party worker and some low-level BJP worker, or to set the right example to the top leaders of both sides?
No, Arnab,
Be made
absolutely
accountable
not.
by the Election Commission and the,
Absolutely. Absolutely not. The Mr. Kejriwal, as leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, has to apologize for this kind of vandalism and gangsterism in front of the BJP office. All stone throwing missiles, using lathis, bricks and everything which you have shown on your visuals. So it is Mr. Kejriwal, if he has an iota of democratic consciousness and civility, must apologize to the nation for all this vandalism. And BJP should also express regret for the counter-attack by its workers in their
Neerja first, quickly.
Just two quick points. One, I think it would help if Mr. Rajnath Singh or Mr. Modi and Kejriwal restrain their workers for the future.
Need to
Number
do that,
two, I want to make this point to Nirmala ji, who's all the time talking about balance. It's our job as journalists to be balanced, to look at both sides and not to be partisan.
Ashok,
So you're paying us a compliment.
10 seconds, Ashok.
Mr. KJ Rao, who the Congress trusted with its internal elections, was asked for his assessment of what the district collector of Patan did in detaining Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. He said he was within his rights to do so. And he was completely right in doing so.
Well, if someone wants to overreact, they obviously
now,
can.
Now, high time the Election Commission should come into the picture, Arnab.
Well,
because they have to keep the law and order.
There's time for the Election Commission. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break and coming back with a super prime time 9 p.m. discussion and debate on this subject and more on a day elections have been announced.